Hello guys, welcome back, and let's just dive in, because we got a lot of tea to spill. In case you aren't already caught up on some of the recent events with James, or are a bit confused by the title of this video, I will briefly summarize some of the drama revolving around James that has caught him in some hot water, or should I say hot tea. I will also be linking down below some other channels who have touched on each event in more depth. Basically, to summarize, in the past couple weeks, James Charles fans and people on the internet have been upset at him for 3 different scandals. First, over the weekend of Coachella, drama came out to the public between James and I suppose his ex-lover or fling, you could say, as both parties have expressed they weren't a couple. After an alleged fallout where the guy involved named Gage went on to tell James he didn't have feelings for him, James went on Twitter in a rash move replying to a fan asking about their relationship saying, quote, "Nope, unfortunately I'm still very single. This boy played me for months on end and is a disgusting con artist. I'm thankful that I had my friends with me." Clearly this is a very incriminating tweet. And in an exchange of messages later leaked between James and Gage, Gage goes on to say that this is completely untrue, asking for him to clear his name. When James doesn't, he creates a video defending himself, claiming he was just bi-curious and trying to experiment and see if he had feelings for James, while James claimed that he was used for followers and free Coachella tickets. Not too long after the second cup of tea is spilled, in the mix of these events, James posted a story on Instagram promoting Sugar Bear Hair, a rival company to his friend Tati's vitamin company. Shortly after, Tati on her story posts a cryptic video crying about how people in the beauty industry only use each other to get ahead, and how she's fed up about all of it. People speculated it had to do with James' promotion, and his public apology on his story confirmed it, along with the video Tati uploaded just today as I'm recording this. Update, that was yesterday, and it is currently standing at 14 million views as of today. On top of all of this, fans were also mad about James's high ticket price for his tour. Well, people didn't believe his singing should be something people go to pay for or see. And while I was watching Tati's video, perhaps it was my bias for her, as admittedly I've been subscribed to her before I ever watched James, or even a previous Coney 2012 video I had watched today, which I'll touch on and explain in a minute, ringing in my mind, but the question popped up: do celebrities with this kind of support and following ever really face consequences? I felt bad at the prospect of if James really was doing all these terrible things, he was still rising in fame with 16 million subs and his influence that he doesn't deserve. Despite us actively living in cancelled culture, a lot of the times people are cancelled for past things dug up, and attacks are targeted towards people who have changed, while the same power could be used against people who are still crappy. Although sometimes it does actually shut down shitty people. Furthermore, fame is often a random draw. Not to say some famous people don't genuinely deserve it and aren't talented, but some people who are really talented fall under the shadow of celebrities who maybe aren't the best people. So I did something that I have almost never done before and went to James's social blade. And to my surprise, I watched thousands of people unsubscribe and his numbers continuously fall. And when I went to go finish editing this video today, I realized he lost 1 million subscribers overnight. Which brings me to the Coney 2012 reference. The thing is, I realized in that moment, unlike before where I'd felt like I had no control over some of these things, that was partially untrue. Even though one person can't control who becomes famous or how influencers use their influence, we can shut down some of that power. Like with Coney 2012, which if you didn't know was a national movement started by a man named Jason Russell, who found out about the terrorist group LRA in Africa, led by a man named Joseph Kony, who was abducting kids, forcing them into an army to do unthinkable things like killing their own parents or eating bodies, for example, abducting more and more kids, and even keeping women as sex slaves. This was going on for several years before anyone paid attention. He sought out to stop it. Despite that program ending with some questionable strings attached, He was actually pretty successful in dwindling the LRA's numbers down, along with their crimes, and rebuilding schools, radio networks to inform the people there, and improving their lives by using his voice to get people behind his charity, Invisible Kids. How the hell does this connect to James Charles? Well, it dawned on me that in an age where we have so much social media power, we as an audience can choose to support the right people and quote-unquote cancel the wrong ones. They, after all, influence us. Without our leverage, they're shut down. Because when one person stands up for something, it doesn't often really make a difference. But when one person stands up for something and a large group bands together, we can actually impact something. Whether it be stopping James Charles from promoting sleep vitamins to young teens or actual crimes, my point is, we as an audience have a responsibility to stand for the right people and try our best to ignore and stop promoting the irresponsible ones. In conclusion, do I hate James Charles? No. But until he makes better choices, do we have to support him? No. Thank you guys all for watching. Sorry if this video was a little rough. As you can probably tell, it's one of my first, and it's the first time I've actually ever read off of a script, because I feel like me just rambling, I couldn't really get all of my points across, especially the Connie part, because I felt like it was kind of a stretch, and I really had to write it well enough for you to understand where I was coming from. But yeah, I hope it wasn't that shitty and it was actually in some way informative. Thank you for watching. You know, if you want to subscribe, that'd be pretty cool, but I guess it's up to you and your actual power if you really want to support this, or maybe